Hello everyone and welcome back to JCB Pioneer Mars, and you might notice that our base has a slightly different layout than the last time, and the reason for it is that, as you probably heard, I kind of had a slight hard drive problem and lost all my files, and with that the save files from the game also got corrupted. And I spent some time restoring our base from the very beginning to the point more or less where we left off the last time. So we had the launch pad and, the storage unit, the recycling facility, the refinery, and also I started building the wind turbine. But, unfortunately, this wind turbine requires some stuff that carbon steel to be precise, that I've actually never heard about before. So it's really hard to, will be really hard to make it. But the next mission that we want to do, or the next mission that we are offered by the game, actually requires us to upgrade our refinery, and maybe this is what we need to do. I mean, this is what we need to do to basically get the carbon steel up and running. So let's try doing this right now. So what we need to do is go to our colony plan visualizer, click on the refinery, and here you see this gear with kind of like two arrows pointing up. So this is the upgrade button, and we need to upgrade it to basic refinery level 2. Whatever that does, I have absolutely no idea. Okay, so there are like two different options. We have basic refinery level 2, which combines metals and minerals using chemical reactions to create simple building materials, and the other one is intermediate refinery level 1, combines minerals and metals with a catalyst to create solid building materials. And as you can see, the requirements are the same. No, the intermediate one is a bit more expensive in research points, and the output is also slightly different. So let's research the basic refinery level 2 and see printers ready for loading. Can I just upgrade it? Okay, let me see. What do we need to do exactly? Because as you know, this game... Okay, go to colony plan visual and place basic and place plans for basic refinery upgrade level 2. Okay, so we've researched that. Well, alright. You know, the game, as you probably know, does not really like you to setting up 3D printers. Printers ready for loading. Okay. Alright, so we have 48,000 research points and 71,000 JCB credits, and we need to get quite a lot of stuff. Okay, this probably will be pretty boring, and there is a dust storm coming, as you can see. So instead of maybe boring you with all this stuff, the grinding, because I know that some of you were actually complaining about the amount of grind that we're doing. I'll get most of the materials, and I'll join you soon, if anything else doesn't happen. Another thing that I wanted to show you while we are actually waiting for the dust storm to pass, is this, and I suppose that we could do it today. If we have time. I mean, we surely will, but something that has the same icon as the dropship summoning beacon, something I absolutely want to try as soon as possible, is gas collector. And this is something that we are supposed to place over a geyser to extract resources from it. And I suppose that we could do it maybe even now. Geysers right next to our base, and I would be pretty interested in seeing what this thing actually does. I don't know. Those gas collectors are actually made with the crafting station over here in our base, in our habitation unit, and what you need to craft them is actually something relatively easy to find in the crates. It's just one lubricant and one gears, and You know, a bit further away from our base, there were crates with multiple gears, and lubricant is something that you can actually find very common. I mean, it's very common in all the crates that we've been finding so far. And yeah, I decided to make one, just, you know, to see what it does. We absolutely have no use for it right now, I suppose, but it would be still interesting to see what it does. So once the storm passes, I suppose we could be we could focus on placing this gas collector. And I'm not sure if the geyser level actually counts. I mean, I suppose it should, but I have no idea if it does or not. There are some geysers right there. There's one geyser on the other side of our base. So it's difficult to choose. Maybe let's just go over here and see how this thing does. I'm also pretty curious what the dropship summoning beacon does, and I have my guesses, actually, well, educated guesses, let's call it that way, is that geyser level 1, resource methane, oh, hydrogen, oh, do you see that? Well, now this is interesting. So there are different gases that come from those, from geysers, different, I suppose the level indicates how common they are, and maybe not common, but how much throughput you will have from that particular geyser. That's pretty interesting. I actually didn't see that before. I didn't see that there are different types of gases. So we have hydrogen, we have methane. What else can we have? It's pretty interesting. So there are two geysers over there. We know what that is. Which one we should pick? I don't know. Maybe we should go SpaceX style and go for methane instead of hydrogen. Although, with hydrogen and oxygen we have... I mean, with hydrogen and oxygen we have rocket fuel, but with methane and oxygen we also have rocket fuel, so this won't be... This is not actually very different. The only difference would be that hydrogen has higher ISP and methane has basically higher thrust, produces higher thrust. So I don't know which one we should pick, but I suppose just out of curiosity we'll pick one and see what it does. Okay, what is in this? So I suppose we have to go out. This is level 5, methane. Okay, so wait. It says level 5 geyser as a warning, but then it says level 1 geyser, resource methane. Okay. Let's put this gas collector over here. And cannot deploy beacon here. Can I deploy it? Oh look, I can. What just happened? Wow, I think I accidentally summoned dropship. Although... Oh! Oh! So this is how it works. So JCB is sending a dropship to build a gas collector for you. Okay, that was something. So I have some methane produced. Yeah, I like it. That was pretty dope. I actually like it. That was cool. That was cool. That was fun. Okay, so that was a fun pause, but we have to do some mining now, and since this will be pretty grindy and we're not directed towards any particular node, I suppose that I'll join you in a second when this is done. Okay, so I've got the aluminum. Now we just need to get the titanium and the copper. Copper should be relatively easy, so I'll just do that off camera. But interesting thing that I wanted to tell you is that aluminium, well, not aluminium, titanium actually, is relatively close to our base, although it's not a pure node like the one that we visited, you know, earlier, driven by the tutorials. But here in that glacial area that we've actually never been to, I've briefly scoured that and found that actually there are some very interesting resource pools inside, although it is pretty hard to navigate, and it's actually very treacherous. I would say that's the I mean, there are not so many very dangerous zones inside. It's just that there are so many different trenches and glacial zones and stuff like that, that you know, it's very easy A, to get lost, and B, drop into something, you know, some kind of like a hole or something that you will never be able to climb out from. So you have to be like super careful when you go there. But it's pretty interesting, and it's relatively close to our base, so I decided that we'll try to mine the titanium from that node, which is 50% titanium and 25% platinum and 25% gold. And yes, I know that I should not be driving on snow, because that is actually damaging our truck. But as you can see here, it's like a labyrinth. You don't really know where you're going. And also what I like is that your truck is actually behaving differently when you are on ice. It's see how it's sliding all over the place. So, oh, this is something I haven't thought through. I don't know if we will be able to climb this. Oh, I guess we can't. Yeah. So, so you see, glacial zones actually present a different kind of challenge than all the other things, and this is what I like about this game. It's like everything feels slightly different. It's like, well, here I'm just sliding all over the place, trying not to die, although I must say I underestimated the severity of that danger here. Okay, so we still are at level, I mean at 67% of health, and I'll try maybe to drive over here and see if there is a clearing that we can use, because if not, it doesn't look like there is one. Okay, at least now we are not in on the ice, so maybe we can try to figure out how we should get to that particular area using a different route, maybe. I know that you can enter a kind of like a labyrinth type of creation from that rocks, and using that you can probably get to some nodes. Well, I've actually been inside that briefly by accident, and wasn't very easy to navigate. Actually, I made a full circle trying to go out, so it's not like the easiest thing to do. Oh, see, this is, oh no, I'm not sure. That was probably a very bad idea. It's, take a look at that. It's directly inside this labyrinth, so you have to enter that, and you have to like drive inside to the very end. And there you will find this node with gold and titanium and platinum. So I'm not sure if this is actually a better solution. This will be pretty hard to get to. Okay. So anyway, I don't think that I'll actually mine this one, but at least you know that there is one like this, and pretty challenging to get to. Although I suppose you can take your time. It's not like it's a different kind of challenge than avoiding, you know, corrosive zones, meteor showers, and you know, other kind of stuff that we're more used to. But yeah, it's still pretty interesting, I think. So at least now you know. Okay, so I'll go mine the titanium somewhere else, probably somewhere where I feel more comfortable, and I'll join you in a second. Okay, so here we are, finally at the titanium node. And this is actually the only thing that we need to mine, the only thing that is left to mine, because you can disregard what the tooltip is telling you, because it's horribly wrong. I also figured that an interesting observation is that those pure materials that you get from time to time can actually replace not only the regular ones with higher, you know, throughput, but also the refined ones. So we need to get 20 nickel, and that used me only 1 pure nickel. And refined copper also was replaced by pure copper that I actually had stored. So the copper is done, the nickel is done, the aluminium is refined as well. So now we just need to make the aluminium alloy, which requires 1 titanium per aluminium, refined aluminium, and 10 aluminium and 10 titanium as well. So I think we're actually done, and now the only thing left to do is go back home. But while we are here and still have some cargo space, what we could maybe do is see if there's anything interesting left in that crate. There's pure platinum, so we know that it's very although I don't think that we can actually take any of that. I also have to drop some titanium or some refined copper. How come I still have refined copper in my inventory? Well, never mind that. Well, in any case, that is all I wanted to do right here. I mean, we can always go back to this place and see if there is anything else interesting still around. I guess there are not so many things left in this area, because it turns out that see, we're not even detecting any new resource nodes around here. So maybe this is actually all that is available for, you know, in the game right now. I don't know. Or maybe it's bugged as usual. See, there's another resource vein that is undetected. Just really weird. Let's try to mine it and see what it is. Cobalt, titanium, aluminium. Okay, so we've got some more aluminium. Well, I guess that's fine. Okay, so now the only thing left to do, sort of, is everything. We have all the materials, we just need to refine the aluminium alloy. Yeah, and then we will be able to upgrade our refinery and hopefully get all the missing materials to, you know, progress with the colonization of Mars. That would be great. So now we are not so worried about the return, because with the improved range and oxygen capacity and, you know, batteries and everything, it's actually, we can actually afford going the same way we came, which is you know, just pretty standard. So no more harrowing returns. This is going to be very simple. I mean, I've already been here multiple times, so I know what to expect, and our vehicle is, you know, shielded also, so it's a bit less exciting, so to speak. And yeah, once we get to our base, I'll refine the materials and I'll finish the construction of our refinery level 2. I'll join you then. Okay, so we are back at our base, and as you can see, everything is now ready. All the refining is completed, so all we have to do is just basically transfer all the refined aluminium alloy from our refinery over to the printer. And once this is done, our refinery level 2 will be completed. And I'm actually curious what it will do, what kind of resources we'll be able to make using this thing. And what mission will be next. I am interested, and hopefully maybe we'll get enough materials and money to, you know, to buy the excavator. Pure iron, carbon steel. Okay. So does that mean that you can actually purify materials in the refinery? Carbon steel. Wait. Carbon steel is what we need to make the wind turbine. Isn't that so? Let's see. Refined copper, aluminium, carbon steel. Exactly. This is what we need. So I guess the next stop is wind turbine. Right, that's great. I like it. Okay, let's deliver this one. Let's get our monetary reward. Okay. So I've got just a little bit of research points and XP because I've already actually entered the hub before to refill the oxygen. And we got 20,000 JCB credits. And we are sitting at 91,000 JCB credits, which means that we're awfully close to getting the excavator. Advanced materials. As an alternative to upgrading the basic refinery to level 2, you can branch the upgrade with an intermediate refinery which will process different materials. Okay, so what does... And, okay... 50 iron, 5 carbon steel. Okay. Is it, alternate... Okay, it's alternative advancement, right? So I cannot pick this up. All I've got to do... I don't get that. So I've got to place like another refinery. Isn't that the case? Recycling center, basic refinery. This is still inactive. I wonder why is that the case. Okay, so let's place another refinery then. Not sure where, though. Doesn't seem like it wants us to place a refinery anywhere, actually. Maybe over here. I guess I mean, locations as good as any, to be honest. But what we are missing is actually the power right now. We're missing the power. So we need to put either the solar power, solar array, like another over here maybe. Oh, this one's free, so I can place like how many as many as I want. And why I can't place this one then? Okay, never mind then. I don't know what's going on. I can't place it, but it's pointing us towards a node. Refined copper, 50 iron, carbon steel, aluminium alloy. Okay, all of that has been made already. So why is it pointing us somewhere? The problem with the UI over here is that it's pointing us north, not very far. Probably to a node that we already know about. And research place and collect the resources for intermediate refinery level 1 upgrade over existing basic refinery. So I need to make a basic refinery basically. That was goofy what I just said, but yeah, this is what I suppose this is what I have to do. Okay, it says oh right, I can't place it because it says it's, I mean, it's okay. I should be able to place it over there. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? Oh yeah, we can't sell anything. Damn, this is too bad. Okay, guys, listen. I really want to make an excavator today. I really want to get that vehicle. And we are so close. So, you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to get all the materials to, you know, get the solar panel up and running. And then the second refinery. And then we'll see what will happen. So, yeah, I guess I'll be off getting all the materials that we need. Some of them will probably already have, so that's not going to be very difficult, but let me see what we actually need. We need nickel, iron, copper, silica. We have probably iron, we probably have everything actually. And there is some already in that crate, I'm sure it is. So we have refined iron over here, which is something that we need. There you go. Refined iron goes for the iron. Okay, so it will require some grinding, even probably more than before, but we can get it done. I mean, totally can get it done, and if and when we get it done, we will be able to get our excavator. And this is what I actually want to show you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please consider liking this video. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would like to thank Sharax and all my patrons on Patrons. Your continuous support is very important and means very much to me. So thank you very much again. My name is Mark Frim, and I will see you next time.